Well, hello out there, folks. Your friendly neighborhood hatchet man, Brother Craig. A real quick 10-minute or less video here, just sharing with you. As many of you know by now, the president has been acquitted again. You had the Democrats making an emotional argument. You had the Republicans making a legal argument. And as I've shared with you previously, the Democrats never expected to get a conviction. What they're doing, this is a psychological operation. Remember now, the Democrats they're very aggressive, okay? You notice all the Democrats voted in lockstep, and the Republicans had 7 defections, okay? So you had a psychological operation to destroy Donald Trump as a brand, as a potential future threat. Okay. And that's one side of the equation. The other side of the equation is the whole idea of impeachment, to just make the public sick of impeachment, because actual impeachable crimes, high crimes and misdemeanors, okay? The Constitution lays out treason, bribery, and high crimes and misdemeanors, okay? Not made up stuff because you don't like someone, okay? And so Joe Biden is guilty of bribery and treason and high crimes and misdemeanors. He is very, very, very guilty of these things. And so what the Democrats are doing with this is they're making the public appetite for impeachment. So when it's Joe Biden's turn to be impeached, to really, really be impeached, okay, they're going to be able to go to these low-fat Republicans, these cowards, okay? And I've got plenty of Bible verses pulled up here. I can show you right here in the Word of God in the book of Revelations, where all the list of different people that are not going to go to heaven, but they're going to have to go to hell. The first thing in the list is cowards, okay? Cowards go to hell, okay? According to the Word of God, not the word of Brother Craig, the Word of God. A coward cannot get into heaven. That's what God thinks of a coward, okay? And so Democrats, knowing that quite a few Republicans are what I term low-fat Republicans, okay? And they know quite a few Christians are what I term decaffeinated Christians. And they know that they can depend on these people that ordinarily would be in our, and yes, I said our, there is an us and a them, okay? Now you can like that or you cannot like that. There is an us and a them. There always has been an us and a them, and people, there always will be an us and a them, okay? In this country, there's no country that's ever had 100% of its people in 100% lockstep. You can't have that. Humanity is too diverse for that to happen, okay? And we just have to be mature adults about it. Now, a few things I just want to share with you here. And again, this is going to be about a 10-minute video, okay? And we're 4 minutes into it, 6 minutes to go, and we're going to wrap it up. So hang in here with me, folks, okay? So they've had 5 years of attacking Trump, 4 attempts to impeach Trump, 2 successful attempts to impeach Trump, 0 successful convictions of impeachment. But remember now, this started right the very week that Trump got elected, okay? And right after he was inaugurated, there was talk among Congress people, there was talk among senators, there was talk among newspaper outlets, there was talk among television news anchors about impeaching. One famously used very foul, nasty language, a Muslim woman, and these Muslim women, they claim they're so holy and so righteous. Ooh, I'm I'm so pure that I have to wear a veil and all. You can't look at me because I'm so pure. Okay. This nasty, vile woman, right in her party where she first got elected, she famously said, we're going to impeach the MFer. Okay. And I'm not going to repeat the vile language that this female person, she's not a lady, she's a broad. Okay. Muslim or not Muslim, but they started this right from the beginning. So let's see, what does the word of God say? And this is in reference to President Trump. This is from the book of Daniel, chapter 6. I'm going to hit this real quick, folks. It pleased King Darius to set over his kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom. And over these, check this out now. This is the word of God, book of Daniel, chapter 6. 3 presidents. Okay, that's what it says. 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was the first. Okay, and so you look at the past before Biden, who's not a real president. He's a fake president. You look at Trump, Obama, Bush. 3 presidents. Okay, and at this time, Trump is the first. Daniel was the first. That the princes, they have to give account to Daniel so that the king should have no damage. Okay, so now in America, who appoints, quote unquote, the president or the leader? The people do, up until this election where it was stolen. The people do. Okay, and so it says here, then then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and the princes, because it gives you a reason. An excellent spirit was in him. See, this is why Trump won. And this is why they fear Trump. This is why they hate Trump. Okay. Trump has a spirit in him. Okay. And so the king, now again, king is the people. So the people sought to set Trump over the whole realm. Okay. And this is what they hate. Okay. This is what they hate. And so right from the beginning, this talk of impeachment, the man hadn't even been sworn in yet, and they were already talking about impeaching him. Okay. And so they impeach him twice. What do they impeach him for? They impeach him for things that they themselves are 100% guilty of. And so, and now the point I'm going to get to at the end of this is that the country is still divided. We saw a sham trial today for the second time. They've been trying to impeach this man since before he was sworn in. Okay. And everyone knows that it's fraudulent. So why are millions of people, you had what the vote went, a majority voted to convict, but you need 2/3, you need 67. They got 57 yeses, 43 no's. They got a majority of senators of the United States of America voted to convict a man for doing nothing. Okay. For doing nothing. And there are literally millions of American citizens who voted for these 57 senators. Okay. And they're literally, and 7 of them Republicans. All right. And there are literally millions of Americans. I mean, I've had conversations and seen a lot of Facebook posts of people when Trump's attorneys were eviscerating these weak arguments. There were Democrats posting that all Trump's lawyers are lying, and now they're making the word fight out to be something that it's not. I mean, these are people that are under serious deception. Okay. And so the word of God has a lot to say about deception. The word of God has a lot to say about what Trump termed the swamp. You think this is the first country to have, quote unquote, a swamp? I mean, here it is right here in the book of Daniel, King Darius, okay? Verse 4. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel. You could say Trump. Then the presidents and senators and congressmen sought to find occasion against Trump concerning the kingdom. Okay, listen to the rest of this verse now. This word of God, not the word of Brother Craig. But they could find no occasion nor fault, for as much as he was faithful. Neither was there any error or fault found in him. Okay? And so it brings me to this, folks. Okay? They went after Trump for Russia collusion, when in actuality, there's video evidence of Barack Obama on stage with Medvedev, and there's a hot microphone that he thought was off. And the whole world saw Barack Obama collude with Medvedev and give him a message to go back and give to Putin, because everyone knew that Medvedev was Putin's poodle. All right? The whole world knew it, and it's caught on video. And yet no one in all of this stuff where Trump's defense team brought forth all these things that all these Democrats have said that are evil and wicked, and all, it was very well done. The only fault I found with it was that there was a whole lot that Barack Obama said along those same lines, and Barack Obama is like, hands off, you can't touch him. Okay? And so, I mean, if you're going to see, Democrats don't have a stop button. Republicans don't have a start button. Okay? And it's a good thing the Democrat case was so weak that the Republicans were able to hold their caucus, 80% together, and they only lost 7 over to the other side. But they're not real Republicans anyway. Okay? Now, I'm at 12 minutes. I'm 2 minutes over my 10-minute self-opposed time. I'm going to wrap it up real quick now. But the entrapments, the false persecutions, they tried to impeach Trump for Ukraine. And just like with the Russia collusion, the Democrats actually colluded, okay, to include transferring 20% of America's uranium capacity to Russia. Okay, that happened under Obama while Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. With Ukraine, again, there's video evidence of Joe Biden bragging in a speech that he gave, bragging about doing the exact thing that they impeached Trump for. All right. And so with the impeachment acquittal today, you had all summer long, we saw all these Democrats, including Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, actually encouraging violence that resulted in 38 Americans being killed, billions of dollars in damages, 300 plus riots, streets on fire all summer long. They actually did what they falsely accused President Trump of doing. The whole country knows this, and yet and still, 57 out of 100 senators voted to punish President Trump falsely, and they all know that they're liars. And there are millions of American citizens, many of whom their minds were not changed. They hated Trump before this. They still hate Trump. And they're willing to lie. They're willing to violate one of the 10 commandments, which says, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. They're willing to do this. And the final thing, I'm going to read you a portion of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 here out of the Holy Word of God. Okay, so even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power, signs, and lying wonders. Okay, these people are lying wonders with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of truth. Okay, and these people, they do not love truth. Okay, and for this cause, in other words, this is why God does this. It says, because they don't love truth. So for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. Okay. And so that's the answer to the question I posed in the description of this very brief video here. How is it that so many millions of people can watch the same thing and yet come away with opposite visions of what happened? Because God himself sent these people this strong delusion. And he did it because God knows the heart. And these people do not love truth. Okay. Now, last thing, I'm still in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Last thing I'm going to say before we close out. All right. Verse 12. That they all, not some, all, that they all might be damned who believed not the truth. Okay? So it sounds to me like God is telling a bunch of folks to go to hell. And I am Brother Craig, the Hatchet Man, and I agree with God. Thank you for taking the time to view this very brief video. I would appreciate it if you would share it, okay? And catch us tomorrow. Every Sunday, we do a Sunday message. It'll be a little bit longer than this. And I ran a little bit long today. I'm at 16 minutes. I promised you 10, but I promise you I will work on it and we will get these more brief. But thank you so much for taking time to view this. And your comments are greatly appreciated. They can be positive comments or they can be negative comments. Okay. I'm founder and president of the First Amendment, Inc. And unlike the Democrats, I feel you have a right to express yourself, whether I like it or whether I don't like it. You have that right. I respect that right. God bless you, folks. And I will see you tomorrow as we do our traditional Sunday message.